Holla, holla. There we go, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Let's make this episode of Finally Opening Amiibo official. Let's kind of... I hope you guys heard that. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Joey JCM, and we are here today. Another episode, part 12. Is that? No, I'm thinking Final Fantasy 12. But this guy is not from Final Fantasy 12. He is from Final Fantasy 7. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Cloud, and on today's Finally Opening Amiibo episode, part 12, we have Cloud PLAYA 1. PLAYA 2. Oh my god, you got two players. You're good. And yes, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to opening them up. And after we do that, we'll have some chat time or something. Who knows? But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Who should I open first? Wow. What do you guys think? Who should I open first? Player 1 or the original Cloud from Final Fantasy 7? Or, what is this, Advent Children or something this is from? Yeah, what do you guys think? I think I know who I'm gonna do, but I'm just curious. What do you guys think? Let's see. Let's try to find you guys here. Okay. Let's get in there. And alright. I know who I'm gonna open first. And yeah, here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm gonna go with PLAYA 2 first, ladies and gentlemen. We got the JCM sword knife here. One more time. Let's look at these. These look so awesome. Oh my god. Let me look at them for one last time in the box. Jesus, they look so cool. Oh my god. Wow, this is awesome. Really cool. Yeah, and I'm gonna go with this one first, ladies and gentlemen. The Advent Children. Clouds, put you back there. You watch, I guess. Wow, here we go. Oh my god. So yeah, we got the whole. This is a nice. Look at that card. Can you see that on the top? Like it has like the. Where is it? I don't know, it's like really small. It's like freshly cut amiibo. You can see the little thing sticking up. I don't know if you can catch it on that camera, but wow. Oh, he looks awesome. He looks awesome. Cloud, ladies and gentlemen, possibly the Final Fantasy guy. And this is a big deal because this is the guy that turned it all around for Nintendo and PlayStation. Nintendo was the name in video games. Sega also. But, you know, if you had to give names to Nintendo and Sega, you know, Nintendo was the Hulk Hogan, and Sega was the Ultimate Warrior, I guess you can say, right? But yeah, this guy arguably is single-handedly the reason that PlayStation got on the map, and you know, like I said, Nintendo was like the top name, and this guy made PlayStation a serious contender. People started to take PlayStation seriously, if they didn't before that, when Final Fantasy 7 came out. And the crazy thing about it is that this was all supposed to be on Nintendo. Oh, excuse me. A lot of things that were made like super famous on PlayStation, Metal Gear also, all were on Nintendo. And ladies and gentlemen, that was a super clean cut right there. That was one of the cleanest cuts ever. Wow. Perfect shape. The card, the back of the box is in. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Awesome. And, what the hell was I even saying? Wow. Oh my god, yeah. Like I always say, they look awesome in the box, but once you take them out, wow. This to be added to the Amiibo Tower. Later on. Where is that? Whatever. Maybe I'll show you guys Amiibo Tower this time. Show you the progress. How far it's come since the first episode. we used to open like 100 amiibo at once. What would it be? 10 we used to do at once. Here he is. Wow, out of his captivity. Alright, we'll take a look at him and awesome. Look at him. Fucking sup. It's like sup. And yeah, here it is. We always go over these. This is the security thing. The thing that blocks you from using the amiibo. I just got deja vu for some reason. Wow, and it wasn't from a amiibo episode. Wow. Maybe I was here in a previous life. Yeah, so this is the security thing that prevents you from using the amiibo inside the box. So that in the temporary graveyard over there. This also, I always find like the shapes inside these plastics fascinating for some reason. Some of the sword, some of him, the arm a little bit. I don't know why. Oh man. Why is it a little more clear today? I don't know. Alright, so so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you watching these episodes for long enough know what we do here. We cut the card out clean, and now we have, we have a display for the amiibo if we want to. We can display the amiibo. We got a little side profile there, get him exactly how he is on the back of the box. And yeah, now we could use them. We could display them still with the nice box or in the background, or we could just take this and hang it up on the wall if we want to, whatever. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen him displayed. This is a weird jacket. Let's take a look at him more closely. Like I always say, I always love these humanoid-like amiibo. They always have such awesome detail. They just look awesome. This camera doesn't pick up detail too good, but you can still see how awesome he looks. Detail that. Look at his jacket. Like it's like one side. This side has no it's like half jacket. It's almost like he's not even wearing a jacket if you look on that side. Actually, it's not even a jacket. It's just like a skirt turned sideways and then like a arm skirt. Everything else is that actually? I think he's wearing the same style. No, a little different in the neck area, but pretty much in the can't really see it on the camera, but the design on the shirt, the lines going down, is pretty much the same style of the original shirt that he wears there. Little gun holster here in the back. Sword seems to be a little different. Yeah, I never saw Advent Children. I haven't, right? Was it Advent Children, the movie that this cloud is from? Notice his hairstyle is slightly different too, right? Slightly different. It's a little more. It's like the cloud hairstyle, but like this is like he gelled it going out the night before, and this hair is like still kind of gelled, but a little more all over the place from sleeping through the night. And he woke up with the hair like that, partly gelled, partly bedhead. So there it is. Wow, awesome. Look at him. So cool. So cool. And the reason why I want to open this one last is because, like I said, this is the costume, the cloud, the style. Like I said, that is so iconic for many reasons. But most notably, like I said, because, this cloud is the one that was supposed to be on Nintendo. And, but while they're making his way to PlayStation and officially pretty much kicking off PlayStation from there. And here we go. One last look inside the box. Awesome, but let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. Let's get him open. Wow. Really cool. Notice he has an earring. He does. Okay, he does have an earring on both. Okay. On the picture. I wonder if he has an earring on the toy. But wow, yeah, like I said, the games like Metal Gear, Final Fantasy all started on Nintendo. But made their way over to PlayStation because of the bigger space on the compact discs, the CDs. Oh, what happened here? Oh. the other microphone at the moment. Let's get this thing back on. It's not dead. Did it die? We'll find out in a second. No, we still have some battery left. Yeah, a lot of, like, example of franchises that made it to the PlayStation because of the compact discs, the CDs. What's going on here? Come on, Cloud. Having more space at the time. And, you know, fresher, newer technology. CGI cutscenes could fit on there and everything. Whoa! At the time, that was crazy. Cloud going very clean. We got Jesse in the house. What is up, Jesse? Thank you for joining us on this beautiful, I don't know where you guys are, but thank God over here. Beautiful Saturday. Alright. Prayers to everybody dealing with the hurricanes. God, I just felt like saying that because, you know, whatever. And, but hopefully I'm helping you guys get out of reality for a little bit. And come on. Jesus, a little tough this one, but like I said, alright, both so far I think pretty clean cut. Actually, perfectly clean cut. What am I saying? Wow, that's awesome. Both cards, boxes. Some people say cards. Some people say, ooh, I made some marks there though, but invisible marks, good. Both cards, like I said, some people call it the card, some people call it the back of the box. I like to call it the back of the box. But both smooth, clean cuts right there. Look at that in the background, nice. There he is, the original Cloud, ladies and gentlemen. I would say this Cloud is about 16, 17, and this Cloud is like, he looks like he's about 18. Because this was after, right? I think. I would assume. I don't know. Actually, did they ever say his age in Final Fantasy VII? I unfortunately have never played Final Fantasy VII. I would like to one day. Back in the day, you know, turn-based type games really weren't my thing. I was all about action back then. Still am now, but no, now obviously I've played so many more different games, but yeah, you know, turn-based stuff really is not my top thing, so I never got to, but I feel like now I'd be able to play Final Fantasy VII, and I would like to somehow, someday, but we'll see. Alright, so let's get him out. I gotta say it again. These humanoid-like amiibos always look so awesome. They all look awesome, but especially these because of the detail. Why does his like base look even like extra fresh for some reason? Oh, he has detail on the boots. Let's get him up there so you guys can see. There it is, the original Cloud, ladies and gentlemen, Final Fantasy VII. Awesome. You're gonna see the boots right there have like the detail on the bottom. It's crazy. Wow, he's got detail like in this brown thing right there. It's hard to pick up on this camera, but really awesome detail. Even in like the shoulder piece right there, and this thing has a lot of detail. Wow, really cool. He looks awesome. Yeah, sword, a little more simpler there. Original sword. Let's compare it to this sword. This sword has a lot more detail up here, and stuff. Even in this part, it's a little different on both. Both like though, like swing, yeah, swing. Oh yeah. Yeah. So the hair, like I was saying, like I said, this Cloud, the original Cloud, looks like this is the night that he gelled his hair, all perfect, Goku style. And this one, similar, but it's like I woke up from the night before type hair. Semi-gelled, but I went to bed and it's kind of like all over the place, but still up. Awesome. Kind of look like brothers, right? Fucking swing. Hey, so it's like Sup. Wow, though. Cloud, PLAYA 1, PLAYA 2, awesome. The original Cloud, Final Fantasy 7, Advent Children Cloud, I believe, right? Pretty sure. But wow, there it is, guys. Awesome. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, we didn't display him in front of the... Oh, we got to throw this stuff. Throw this in the temp... Great. Oh, nice. Throw this in the temporary whatever over there. Like I said, we'll add those to the amiibo tower from the all the way from the very first episode. We didn't display him. We got to display him in front of his card. Once again, like I said, guys, look at that. Now we can use him. We could display him like this in the background, turn him how we want to, get a little more action there. And like I said, I'll just hang this up on the wall if we want to. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Cloud, Player 1, Player 2. And awesome. Awesome. Now that we got the unboxing out of the way, we can chat a little bit, guys. And, yeah, what was I just going to say? Like, I remember a time when, like, you know, we pretty much knew at a certain point that Cloud was going to... You know, all the Smash guys wouldn't come out because they got to, like, every single one except, like, the last 4. I'm thinking back when, before, you know, Cloud was announced. And I'm like, wow, especially even, like, Ryu and stuff. I was like, oh, my God, him, it's like, are they going to announce him? Like, I know they are, but, oh, my God, the day they do, like, you know, Ryu and stuff, Cloud, Bayonetta, coming soon. We did, what did we do? We did last episode, we did Corrin, of the Player 1, Player 2 series. Yeah, next up, looks like it might be Bayonetta, Player 1, Player 2, but, oh, man, anyway, but, yeah, Cloud, like I said, the guy who changed it all, the guy who, took the crown from Nintendo and, you know, made PlayStation a major competitor. Imagine this, though, imagine that these franchises never went to PlayStation. What would the world be like today? My God, you might, like, really, like... I can still see Sony being here. I'm sure they would have got big eventually, but, you know, like, if imagine Final Fantasy 7 came out on 64, like it was supposed to. Imagine Metal Gear Solid, the original. You know, Metal Gear started on NES, and imagine if it came out on the 64. Like, man, like, whew. It's hard to say, because I would never... Like, 64 was one of my favorite systems of all time, and I don't know if I would change a thing, because it was so good. Countless weekend nights, countless days, just playing so much 64, so much multiplayer. My God, we used to have, like... You know, people just get together and just like, oh, like the wrestling games especially. But there was just, you know, so many awesome, you know, Mario Party, Smash Brothers. It was always awesome to get 2 people together on NES, original Nintendo and Super Nintendo. But with 64, up the ante with the 4 controller slots. Oh my God, like just, that continued onto GameCube, of course. And, but man, though, like, I mean, 64 had so many awesome games as it was, but imagine it had these in the library too. And, man, you know, I remember too, like, comes to my mind right now, did I ever get to, I remember when, like, Resident Evil 2 came out on 64, it was like, whoa, the PlayStation stuff was coming to, Nintendo. And it kind of gave you an idea of, like, imagine, you know what I mean? Like, imagine, imagine Resident Evil too, man. Resident Evil probably, Resident Evil in general, I meant Resident Evil also, but imagine, like, Resident Evil also was started on Nintendo too, and, oh my God, like, just so good, so good. But, you know, Nintendo went with the cartridges, which were still awesome, you know, they, like, you know, Nintendo did it mainly for piracy reasons. But, you know, it was just, like, it was still, like, they were right, too, about the load times and everything. They wanted to make it less of, you know, as least of a inconvenience to you as possible. And, man, you know, just, you know, because they were like, you know, we don't want these load times and everything. So, you know, the 64 cartridges were awesome, but that space at the time that it didn't have, you know, and they were more expensive to produce than the CDs were and everything. But like I said, I love my PS4, I love my Nintendo. Xbox, I go back and forth with sometimes. Oh, what happened? Controller disconnected again. Let's get that back on. I love them all. I do. You know, I love Halo and stuff. Wish they would bring back the element. I think I remember an article of someone saying, yeah, we're never gonna mess up with Halo again. Not that they messed up, but they took elements out of Halo that made it Halo. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Halo had an awesome story, awesome graphics, awesome single player. But one of the elements that also made it Halo was the, you know, amazing multiplayer experiences. You know, linking Xboxes up and stuff, and, you know, having Halo parties. You know what I mean? You couldn't really do that with Halo 5. I think it was only 2 people on the system. But, you know, whatever. Going off on a tangent there, but, man, just... yeah, imagine this guy, though. Imagine this guy. And now to finally see him on Nintendo in whatever form, like even in Smash Brothers, is just like, wow. Like, you know, it's like kind of like how it was meant to be. You know what I mean? Like, awesome. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus, Cloud on Nintendo. Final Fantasy VII Cloud, especially. Man. Correct me. Let me know, guys. Was Final Fantasy VII multiple discs on PlayStation? I think it was. So imagine that. Imagine, because I remember the story was that, you know, they were trying to compress it as much as possible, but eventually they were like, damn, like, we we don't have a game now. You know what I'm saying? Like, our game is like, it's pretty much, we're compressing it so much it's unrecognizable. You know what I mean? So they went to the CDs, which had a lot more space at the time. But I still think it was on multiple CDs. So imagine one CD had a lot more space than the 64 cartridges, but then they wound up using multiple CDs. So imagine what they were trying to do, how much they were trying to compress it to get it on 64, how, you know, it was originally being developed for. But, man, it's still, I just still to see, like, you as an amiibo? What? Like, you know, I feel like the Advent Children Cloud, like, maybe, like, when, you know, Final Fantasy VII got popular, oh yeah, we'll start to bring it out on other systems. But this guy, especially, who was supposed to be on Nintendo, but wound up being pretty much the guy who changed it all. Made PlayStation a serious name. Man, really cool. Really cool. Remember, too, it's funny, I wanted Sega Saturn when they were coming out, because, you know, PlayStation was new. I remember going to KB Toys and seeing PlayStation on display, and I thought it was really cool. But, you know, I knew Sega back then. You know, no one really knew PlayStation. And that's how it was. You know, PlayStation was out, people thought it was cool and stuff, but, you know, it was just like, yeah, that play thing station with all those buttons on the top, and, well, like, you know what I mean? But, like I said, this guy was the guy that, you know, it's kind of like when you had... I don't know why I thought it was. I guess it was around the same time, too. It was kind of like when you had, like, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash go to WCW. You know what I mean? It was like, whoa! Like, I mean, yeah, Hogan was from WWF and whatever. When Scott Hall and Kevin Nash went to WCW, it was like, what? So, like, it was like, you know, Final Fantasy, which was on Nintendo, went to WCW, went to PlayStation. Whatever. WCW's not around anymore, but so I guess it's kind of a half good example. I don't know. That's a good example to me. But, man, yeah, so we're just chatting here, guys. Unboxing is done, so we're having a little after, little cool down chat or digest chat or whatever the fuck you call it. I don't know. But, yeah, so, man, he looks awesome. Like I said, these humanoid amiibos especially always look extra awesome because of their detail and everything, and no exception here. And Cloud, PLAYA 1, PLAYA 2, original Final Fantasy VII Cloud, Advent Children Cloud, and awesome. So yeah, and like I said, perfect cuts, no nicks and crannies and whatever, and perfectly clean cut here with the cards. And just like that, we can display them now. We could also use them, do whatever the hell we want. And that's how we do here on finally opening amiibo. JCM finally opens his amiibo. That's how we do it here. And yeah, that was the inspiration for the show to do this. To, you know, like I've said before, before I started this series, I was like, I want to use my amiibo, but it looks so cool in the box. I had that phobia. I couldn't take them out. But after I started doing this, so happy, because they look even better out of the box. You can see more. It looks awesome. You could use them, and plus, like I said, you could still display them. Beautiful. But there it is, the second group of guys in the PLAYA 1, PLAYA 2 series that came out recently. Corrin, Cloud, and Bayonetta. And we did Corrin last finally opening episode, guys, like I said. And we did Cloud. So who do we got left? And I'm looking at them right now down there. So stay tuned, guys, for part 12, part 3. This is part 12 of finally opening the amiibo. But I guess part 3 of the PLAYA 1, PLAYA 2 series. Bayonetta right down there. And man, I'm really, disgusting, but I cannot believe I have not played Bayonetta 2 yet. Oh god, I want to so bad. Bayonetta 1 was awesome. And it's great that they brought them both out on Wii U. Will they come out on Switch? I don't know. What do you guys think? That would be pretty cool. What's coming out on Switch? I was thinking of Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2, which I just heard, actually. It's coming out in a double pack on Switch. Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2. Excited in general. I finally actually just started playing Resident Evil Revelations 2 recently. I actually started it a while ago, but I'm continuing to finally play it now. And especially since Halloween's coming, right? Perfect time to finally start playing it again. Love Resident Evil, huge Resident Evil fan. And, Resident Evil Revelations 2, Claire Redfield and Barry Burton get the Resident Evil 4 treatment, that style of gameplay. So good. But extra excited, because the news I heard today about, updated news that I heard about Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 on the Switch. You could use the controller, normal. Or you could use the Joy-Cons for that Wii style of gameplay. And Resident Evil 4 on Wii is my favorite version of that game so far, because it is so... it's awesome in that way, how you play it. Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. One of my most played games of all time, too, which I guess by default makes it my most favorite game of all time, or else I wouldn't have played it over and over, right? Oh my god, the amount of times I've beaten that game. And there was incentives to do it too in the game. You get a different costume every time or something. But the Wii version of that game, oh my god, I played the most, beat the most, and the Wii controls were so good for that Resident Evil style of gameplay. Resident Evil, I guess, I don't know, I'm thinking of, because Gears of War has that kind of, over the shoulder. A lot of games did it. Well, Resident Evil 4, in case you didn't know, was one of the most revolutionary game. Oh my god, I can't think right now. It was the most revolutionary games of all time or something, because I think Mario 64 was probably some something like that. Whatever. It's an inspirational game. Whatever. Because Resident Evil 4 started that whole third-person, over-the-shoulder view, which many games, one of the most famous, after that, was Gears of War. I use that over-the-shoulder view. So, influential. Oh my god, what the hell's wrong with me? Revolutionary. Well, I guess, I don't know. No, it's not. One of the most influential games of all time, Resident Evil 4. Because, like I was saying, Mario 64, I think, is either number 1 or whatever, because it's the game that every 3D game is based on. Like Mario 64, did it first with the control stick, and everything with 3D environment. So I think Mario 64 is the most influential game of all time, or something like that. Because, like I said, every 3D game uses that scheme. That you know, in the 3D world, Mario 64 started that. Resident Evil 4 is also one of the most influential games of all time, because many games after that, it kind of almost changed the industry in a way. It had that third-person over-the-shoulder view. Hold on a second. After Resident Evil 4. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, anyway, so Revelations 1 and 2 is going to have that, you know, Resident Evil 4 style gameplay of, you know, but it's going to have you can use the Joy-Cons, and like I said, that Resident Evil 4 style of gameplay, with the Wii, Nunchuck, and Wii Remote was so intuitive and amazing. It just made you feel more even, you know, just the way you actually aimed the gun, you know. Oh my god, it was so like you felt a little more like you actually there, you know what I mean, like, or something like that. I think I was saying for faster gameplay, where like Gears of War. Not sure how that would be. I think, you know, controller might be the better. I don't know, it still might be cool, maybe for single player. But if you're playing maybe multiplayer online, the, you know, Wii style control for a game like Gears of War, and you gotta go really fast, kind of, you know, really quick. Resident Evil is more like, you know, single player. Oh, maybe, like I said, Gears of War with the single player, it might work too. But online, where you gotta, you know, really be quick, I feel like the controller works, you know, would be quicker. I don't know. Whatever. Who knows? More accurate? I don't know what I'm saying. But for single player, especially in Resident Evil, the motion controls are so amazing, because it's like I said, Resident Evil is more of like a, you know, the way the enemies move and the way you move is more like real life, you know. So especially when you had that Wii Remote and Nunchuck combo in Resident Evil 4, it was like you actually there, you know. It's like the way you control. Oh, it was so good. So I'm looking forward to that with Resident Evil Revelations. I'll definitely play those games again on Switch, especially because of those controls. And plus, I love the Resident Evil characters. You know, Revelations 1. Chris Redfield, and Jill, the OGs. Love Chris Redfield, my favorite character in Resident Evil. I love all the original guys, you know, and like I said, Resident Evil Revelations 2, really cool. You got Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2 and Barry Burton from Resident Evil 1 getting the Resident Evil 4 treatment. But anyway, wow, the whole Resident Evil thing we went off on. But like I said, this is after the unboxing, so we're just doing a little talk time. But I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Another finally opening episode. JCM finally opens his amiibo, part 12. Cloud, player 1, player 2. And we got one more player 1, player 2 group to open. And but they look awesome. They look really awesome. And yeah, I guess that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. What else can we say before we peasy out for now? Yeah, I made the Patreon, so another option there if you guys want to support the channel. Patreon.com/Joey_JCM. I'm doing the monthly thing. Want to give like $1? Like I looked into it and I was like, okay, you know, people were telling me Patreon, and I was like, all right, this $1 a month thing seems to be like a painless way, you know. But if you know, what the hell was I gonna say? Like, if a lot of people contribute in that painless way, it could really raise the power level of the channel. But like I always say, the option is there. But I've been doing this stuff for over 10 years, and you know, I'll always find a way to do it because I love it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you want to invest in the passion here, the option's there now. Whatever. Just like to mention that, and yeah. So I don't know. That's it for now, guys. Like I said, I have a show coming that I've been wanting to do for a while. New I guess a more highly produced show, I guess you can say, like a regular show type thing. I don't know. So very excited for that. I'm not gonna give no dates. I'm not gonna, you know, I see a lot of people promise stuff on YouTube, and you know, sometimes they can't do it. They wishful think, a lot of wishful thinking sometimes people do on YouTube. But but that show is coming. Definitely, it's more than halfway done. Waiting on something from one of the participants, and so yeah, you know, if you're on Twitter or something, I'll do probably an announcement when it's coming. But like I said, not gonna give no promises here when it's coming, but it's definitely something, you know, I'm passionate about. So it's coming out soon. So a new series there, and yeah, guys. So I don't know. So here it is, another episode, part 12. Joey JCM finally opens his amiibo. We got Cloud. Like I said, original Cloud, Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children Cloud. There he is. And ladies and gentlemen, you know all the ways you can raise the power level of the channel. And that is it for now. This is Joey JCM. And always good and glad to be back here with you guys, chatting with you guys. And I will see you later. Well, let's make it official. Let's make it official. Where is it? Oh my gosh. Here we go. Ba 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 ba.